Hi, good afternoon. My name is Stephanie Ellis, and today I will be presenting my persuasive speech in front of an audience that includes my coworkers. I'm going to present them to you, Tatiana and Soraya. Thank you, ladies. Allow me a moment to adjust my camera. Make sure you get my arms. Good. The title of my speech is that a life skills class should be a graduation requirement for all high school students. The purpose is to persuade my audience that a life skills class should be a graduation requirement for all high school students. My central idea is that development of life skills will help society produce young adults that are better prepared for everyday life challenges. Okay, ladies, so a show of hands. How many of us have struggled with maintaining a decent credit score? One more question. How many of us have ever incurred debt or are currently in debt? So that's most of us in this room, myself included. So at the ripe young age of 18 years old, I opened up my first credit card. It's actually my favorite store, Old Navy. From that point on, I opened numerous credit card accounts and incurred a large amount of student loan debt. I made delinquent payments on most of those accounts and eventually stopped making payments altogether. I had no clue of the significance behind a credit score and how my actions would affect my future self. After doing a significant amount of research, I learned that the average American has more than $5,000 in credit card debt alone. Society has high expectations for high school graduates. In general, young adults are expected to transition smoothly into what we know as the real world. But having lack of knowledge in the essential basic skills that are required of adulthood makes for some very challenging years ahead of high school grads. Many of these problems could be solved by adding a mandatory life skills class to high schools nationwide. You're probably wondering, what are these life skills that I'm talking about exactly, and what a life skills class will cover? So let's take a step back and talk about the definition of life skills. Life skills are defined by skills that are necessary or desirable for full participation in everyday life. Now, as I was doing my research, I realized that there are plenty of life skills that can fall into this category. I found the following to be of highest priority. On the top of my list were money management, effective communication, and problem solving, decision making, and coping with emotions. According to world-renowned author and psychologist Dr. Spencer Kagan, life skills development is in high demand. Many schools across the United States have already implemented such courses into their curriculum. If this course were implemented in high schools nationwide, we could ensure that the next generation of young adults will be readily prepared for everyday life challenges. In conclusion, I encourage each of you to take a stand and support our youth. Our generation has a moral obligation to do everything possible to ensure that young Americans will be prepared for life's challenges. Let us supply them with the tools they need. How about starting with a simple class?